Hello everyone and welcome on into another LEGO review on my channel. Today we are checking out the differences between last year's mechs and this year's mechs. And our two nominations for this video, of course, are the Thanos mech from this year and the Wolverine mech from last year. Of course, probably one of the biggest differences is, of course, the price, which if you didn't know went up by $5, with the Thanos one being $20 and the Wolverine one being $15, which is a bit confusing judging as the Wolverine one has 141 pieces and the Thanos one only having 113. Taking a closer look here you have the Wolverine box, 141 pieces, 7+. So not only is it rated a bit higher than this one, which is 6+, but it also has more pieces than this one, which is a bit confusing, as this one shouldn't be this much. Now, of course, the logical answer is because LEGO has boosted up their prices, which isn't a bad thing, but I don't know, is it really worth your money then if you're getting less for more? Let's get on into the main differences between these mechs. I went ahead and dismembered everything as I think it'll be a bit easier to look at them. So let's start off with last year's. So for last year's, you definitely get a lot more pieces for the build of the torso here. However, with this one from this year, you have more of the Nexonite base, which if you didn't know, Nexonite used to build these mechs for their characters, and they use this piece where you could sit it down, and you have the chest plate here. However, you do still use the same chest piece here, and the minifigure sits right here, standing up, which I think is a bit of a better design, rather than sitting him down like a little vehicle, as these are supposed to be kind of mech armors, and with mechs you kind of stand in there, you think it's like a little bit of kind of like stilts. Another thing, they did keep the crest, however, which I do think is really good here, and I like how they have the top rounded off there, but I think that is just for the Thanos, as well as the back for this one is a lot more kind of detailed and brick built than this one here, as you only have really 3 pieces building up the back here. You also have some different joints here, as these ones are the 1x2 going this way with this sticking out of the side instead of this one, the 1x2 sticking out of the front there, which I think is a bit strange. What I also find strange is how for this wave they introduced a new piece, which is one of these pieces, but with another ball joint on the other side, whereas with the sets from last year, they did the same thing, just they used 2 different pieces, which made the legs a bit off. What would have been really nice is if they included these 2 ideas into one, so what they would have done was they built a brick-built torso here, but they also added this little rotating spinny piece right here, as that actually works really good, and it's connected by the bottom here using some of these connecting joints there, building that up. However, I do think this is better for the torso design. And now moving on to the legs is probably where the newer one is probably going to take the lead here. However, with last year's, they had a bunch of bricks on them, and with this year's, you have a very bulky, which I do enjoy. I really like how it is bulkier, as it gives more depth and kind of posability to it without it kind of bending all over the place. But I feel like with these ones, you don't have as much posability. Sure, you can strike some cool action poses, but you can do the same with these ones. Just this one has less posability, as you are using these new Ninjago mech pieces for the joints there, which are stuck in one area, and you really only have the leg joint here. And that is it, really. Whereas this one, you have the, I guess, the thigh here, and the leg, and then the foot here, which works way better. But I just enjoy how they have these being a bit bigger here, as you kind of get a much more blockier stance, and it's just more strong and won't break as easy with you, as well as you can do a lot more with the design here as you have more space. But they could have easily done the same thing here. Like for this, you have what seems to be the thigh here, or not the thigh, the I guess the bottom of the leg, whatever you call it. With what they did is they had this little 90-degree ankle piece, and they built kind of sideways here, which easily could be done and interpreted into this here, just using the extra joint here. However, I think this is a bit more, well, it's definitely better due to the fact that it is more sturdy here, rather than these being able to flop all over the place. And I believe that is why they postponed the release of the mechs last year is because of the stableness of it. It was a bit off, so that's understandable. And now, of course, the arms, I went ahead and removed the weapons here so we could take an easier look at them. Starting off with last year's, you have, again, pretty skinny build here. Not, well, actually more pieces than the other one, I believe. Just less functionability with what you can do due to the fact that it is pretty small, as well as it is pretty flimsy, as it is built with 3 joints in a pretty small little location there. But the arms are pretty comically big for the mech, although mechs usually do have pretty big arms here. However, with the bigger ones here, as you can see with Thanos one, of course, it is going to be a bit bulkier because Thanos is pretty bulky. But you have these new pieces here, as well as it just fits a lot better here with the same piece that is used for the legs there, but moving back and forth, which I think looks a bit better. However, I still wish there was that posability there. So what they could do is probably make it these 2 separate pieces and move them back and forth, kind of like with the ball joints here. As you can see, this one has a lot more posability. You can move it up, down, left, right. Whereas this one, you can't really move except for the ball joint up here, which is a bit annoying, but I think it does look better with the bulkiness of the hand here, as it fits better rather than you have this being all skinny up to the hand where you get this big bulky looking hand. And I guess they did have to do that because of these little swords there, but I just think that it looks way better looking all in scale there. Taking a closer look at these 2 here, I definitely like this one better as it is more proportioned and doesn't look all skinny and wobbly like this one. However, if you do want more posability, this one is to go for. If it even still is out there, I believe these ones might have been discontinued. So really these ones are your best bet. But honestly, it is up to you what you prefer. And if you want more posability, again, go with that one. And for the future though, I really hope that they include more posability with these ones, as it is a bit annoying how you can't really pose it in many stances, as you can sure stand it up like that, and you can have them like that, posing up like that. But with this one, you can go in so much more poses. You can bend the arms any way you want, kind of stand them any way you want, which is a bit better. As well as a little minor complaint here, we need more X-Men in mechs other than redos of mechs that we've already gotten, as we've already gotten a Thanos mech, but this one really was cool. But anyways, if you guys did go on to enjoy the video, please make sure to subscribe and like, as that helps me reach out to other people who possibly want to watch my content. It also helps my channel improve and helps me know what you guys want to watch. As well as, it would be amazing if you could subscribe, as we are so close to 100, and it'd be amazing if we could get there by the end of next week. But anyways, thanks.